Understand?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Today we're doing another podcast. Hope you can hear me well. This is Brian. Arman's here as well.
Yep.
We're talking about min-maxing. And min-max, for people who don't understand, is a term within video game culture wherein you attempt to do everything in your power to reach the most efficient and how else would you categorize it? Like productive or, I don't know, effective way you can be in the game. So an example of this would be if you're playing World of Warcraft, get the best possible gear and run the best rotation for your class and race. That would be min-maxing, for example. Or if you're playing Factorio, you're going for flawless ratios with everything moduled and speed beaconed. That way that you can min-max, get the absolute most effective everything. But my theory has always been that min-maxing is not necessarily going to result in the most enjoyment out of a game. And for a lot of games, I think it could be just detrimental.
And I agree, actually. He's asking me this question, but I totally 100% agree that min-maxing or trying to find the most optimum way of playing something is, it destroys your gameplay as far as if it's fun or not.
It's kind of counterproductive to fun.
It totally is. I'll give you an example right off the bat. In Warcraft 3, when I was playing it when I was younger, anybody that wanted to play it, or even like MapleStory,
MapleStory. Oh my god.
and Gunbound, all these old school games, they would play only to get like the optimum of everything. Warcraft 3, they would be like, no man, skip doing that, you have to do this, this, and this. And they would push me to do all these things and give me quote-unquote pro tips on how to play the game.
Somebody's salty about being a noob.
That they would call me a noob if I didn't play a certain way.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying, of course, but I was having fun.
How many people did you call a noob?
So many.
Yeah, I agree that like sometimes you'll be in a Warcraft 3 game where min-maxing is really encouraged, or like you can't beat the game without min-maxing.
I wasn't becoming a better player.
Well, like the game we just played a little while ago, 10 Hero Siege,
Yeah.
the Hellfire one. I mean, I don't know what else we could have done to make our characters better, but we couldn't beat the boss at the end. And so clearly we were missing some big step of the game.
Yeah.
Like some big min-maxing step.
Well,
what about WoW? I think WoW is a nice example of something that's kind of a hybrid. Like you can play WoW for hundreds of hours and never min-max and still have fun.
yeah, you can definitely have fun, but I agree on you should have fun in WoW, just because let's say you're getting ambushed or something, your second nature is gonna fall back to, oh, you were having fun, and it's just pretty much muscle memory, and you'll defend yourself successfully.
Sometimes you are just outclassed, though.
Yeah, well, of course, if he's like 120 and you're still 110.
I'm almost 26.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's exceptions,
Yeah.
but
Well, like, I know that you didn't play Factorio too much.
no, I hated Factorio.
Well, greatest game ever made, but anyway. One of the things about Factorio that people realize when they've played it a lot, and I mean like hundreds of hours, like you've launched many satellites, like you've gone for achievements, you've really played the game inside and out. No matter how much you love asymmetry and spaghetti mazes, like crazy nonsensical factories,
Yeah.
no matter how much you love that stuff, at some point you are going to min-max just to see what you're capable of.
Yeah, but you're gonna min-max
So
naturally.
That's what I mean. So it's an interesting experience, Factorio, because even people like me who I kind of have no interest in min-maxing, eventually Factorio will, and I don't want to say make me, it will like encourage me to.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do at that point. But you're learning the game naturally, not somebody that's forcing you to min-max.
And you're
right off the spawn.
naturally going to the min-max after already having tried, your best effort.
Yeah.
Because like in Factorio, for example, that you end up building these blueprints for factories, and at a certain point, your factory is as big as you can make it without just literally making it bigger. or it's as productive as you can make it without making it bigger.
Yeah.
And so at that point, you can either just make it bigger, or you can look for more effective and more efficient builds that other people have created.
Yeah. But at that point, what you're talking about is it's already your gameplay. It's already you playing, other than somebody telling you how to play the game and another person playing for you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell somebody go like research World of Warcraft right off the spot or something and then play. I would never tell anybody to research a game and like study on it, because that's what the concept is of like min-maxing right off the bat.
Yeah.
Go study a game for 50 hours and then pre-order it and then study more and then play the game.
Yeah. A game like World of Warcraft can sometimes feel like it requires that. It requires you to actually work on the game outside of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that before for Factorio. I've worked on Factorio outside of Factorio, but that's
because you're having fun.
It's not a min-maxing issue. It's like a logic puzzles. Or sometimes in Factorio, especially when you start playing, the logic puzzles are incredibly complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's easier to turn off the computer and get a pencil and a piece of paper and try to draw the factory. Or like if I'm sitting in class or something like that on board, I'll draw the factories.
But again, that's you wanting to get better at the game.
Yeah.
Not you studying things that you have no idea why somebody told you to put this thing here.
You're just doing it because it's the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. What about shooter games? Do they require any min-maxing? Like Call of Duty? Halo?
I don't know.
Like, and what degree? At
Like,
what point do you claim that min-maxing is occurring? Like, if we play Halo and everyone just has the pistol and the sniper rifle, that's pretty much min-maxing, right?
well, in Counter-Strike, like, that's an FPS shooter. There's certain ways to play certain maps. Like, you've heard of the Dust, right?
Yeah.
The Dust maps, where it's like one side's the counter-terrorist, one side's the terrorist, and you have to defuse the bomb. There's actually a certain way of looking from your perspective while you travel to defuse the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
So like one side's short, one side's long. That's how you say it, like long B, short A, long A, and that's how you. That's like the alleyway in the game that you take to go to the bomb site.
Okay.
And you're supposed to cover yourselves in a certain way. Like one guy's facing behind, like back against the wall, covering the other guy, and you go and forth. You go further and further that way, like you're a SWAT team or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a min-maxing way. I learned that from trying to go to tournaments in Counter-Strike.
How did that work? Did you win any?
I won a couple matches.
Oh, damn. Were they one-on-one?
No, they weren't one-on-one. They were team matches.
Did you have a team that you like trained with every day, and you lived in a hotel room together, and you just lived like monks?
No, I didn't get that far. I was too young. They wanted somebody over the age of 18.
How old were you?
I was 16.
Damn, man. You could have gone all the way. You should have just done it for another 2 years.
I started in middle school.
You'd have everything you could ever dream of today, Arman.
Yeah.
A pro CSGO player traveling the world.
Dude, at that point I played like 3,000 hours by myself, and I was just, yeah, and I was already like getting burnt out.
Wow.
Like,
It must be so grindy to play those games professionally.
yeah, at that point you would be like,
StarCraft 2. I mean, what did they play? Hundreds of matches a day, I would assume. Or at least, I mean, some of the matches can be long. But it's rare to see a match go over 30 minutes. So that means you're doing at least 50 matches a day.
what game?
StarCraft 2.
StarCraft 2. Yeah, that's like a different way to show your skill. Definitely like PUBG is a new type of way to show your skill. You're just like throwing with the wolves and trying to survive.
I like the PUBG format. I think it needs to evolve more. I think that's what Fortnite brought to the table, some evolution.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily what the industry needed, but it definitely, I mean, the specific change. But it's definitely nice because PUBG is just too simplified. I've played PUBG before, and it's a great idea, but it's boring as shit.
Yeah. It's fun to watch sometimes.
It is. It's fun to watch like highlights of it.
Yeah.
You know, but when you're actually playing it, and all of a sudden, like you dropped in,
Yeah.
and you like ran into a house, grab some guns, and you like run outside, and there's like nothing in all directions. Okay, I'll get in this car, drive for 5 minutes, find another house, go in, no one there. Okay, go back outside, drive around for a while. Oh, I found a boat. Get in the boat, take the boat down the river, find a little cove. Okay, found a cove. Okay, get out of the cove. Find another car, drive around. Oh, Jesus Christ, I've been playing this for 40 minutes. I haven't found another person.
Yeah.
And then you just drive in your car and get sniped.
Yeah. I was watching a highlight reel of this guy killing 30 people, and his last kill was his first place kill, and he won the game.
Damn.
It was exciting. It was like a 15-minute video.
That is exciting.
It's a long video. You have to literally survive the whole time. He had so many near-death encounters and stuff.
I love the idea
Cool.
of professional video games.
Professional players.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Esports.
Yeah.
It's so much more exciting. Not all esports, of course. I'm not a fan of MOBA games, as you know.
Yeah.
But like StarCraft 2 is so much more exciting than any physical sport. Except maybe like if you watch hockey in person and you're like real drunk. Then hockey can get pretty fun.
You definitely have to understand the game
You definitely do. You have to understand it and probably have
played it.
Yeah, have enough
At least
interest to
once.
played it, yeah.
At least if you played it once, you'll understand.
But my theory is that esports are going to be bigger than real sports, than physical sports.
There's just so many different games and so many different tournaments for each game. It's just
Exactly.
the accumulation of video game watchers
and there's more
viewers.
What's the word? Exposure to it. Every single person in the world will have a phone soon. Almost every person in the world does have a phone. Every person in the world have a soccer ball or a baseball bat or a baseball or a football. All these other things. Like you actually need equipment that can't be used for anything else in order to play a physical sport. And that's usually the barrier to people playing physical sports, which is why soccer is so popular, because you just need a ball. So the majority of people in the world play soccer.
Yeah, it's handicap friendly. Handicapable friendly.
But also just I'm talking about like logistically, financially.
Mm-hmm.
You just need a ball. So it's super simple. For most other sports you need a specialized field, you need equipment, you need all sorts of shit. But every single person in the world has a phone, and so they can all play video games.
Yeah, I can agree. I definitely agree that it's going to be huge.
And then it just needs money. We just need to keep paying the professional esports players more and more and more. And eventually when they're making millions of dollars, people will treat it as a legitimate pursuit, financial pursuit.
What do you think? I was going to say Twitch. I don't think Twitch is gonna ever go away, but I think it's going to transition to more YouTube channels, more content specific.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to tell the future with Twitch and YouTube because I feel like Twitch is way more accepting of content. YouTube is so fucking strict now. They've become a bunch of fascists. You know, they're just going left and right, banning everybody and blocking shit and siding with politics.
What's this?
Twitch avoids most of that shit, which is much nicer. However, I would prefer for YouTube to be the dominant force in the gaming streaming industry because I would rather own Google than Amazon. However, ideally, I would just want Google to buy Twitch from Amazon, but Amazon would probably never sell it. I mean, that's a powerful acquisition if Google could buy Twitch, because then they have YouTube and Twitch. They would have a monopoly. And right now, apparently under YouTube's partnership and Twitch's partnership contracts, it's illegal to also be partnered with the opposite, because they're competitors. But if Google owned both of them, it wouldn't matter.
So what's this ad epidemic where you can't put ads on your videos unmonetized or something like that.
You really don't know about it?
I don't know the full story.
The adpocalypse?
Yeah, Apocalypse.
Well, when YouTube was acquired by Google, Google began revamping how YouTube is structured and how it handles its revenue, and it gets its revenue from selling advertisements on videos.
Yeah.
And so what Google did, like it came down the hierarchy, you know what I mean? And it landed at YouTube, and what they did was essentially completely revamp the user guidelines, like for what is considered advertiser-friendly content, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And so they made a big list of what is not advertiser-friendly, and then the YouTube automatic algorithm computer thing went through and just started fucking demonetizing and striking, community ban strikes, and taking down entire channels, and it's gone rampant. And they claim it's a coincidence, but there's a very obvious political lean to what gets banned and what doesn't.
Yeah, so what politically?
And there's obvious financial lean. You know, I'd prefer not to talk about politics on the podcast, honestly.
Yeah.
Maybe in the future.
Okay.
And this is just such a clusterfuck of a topic.
Yeah.
But they lean with finance as well. Like you will get demonetized, and maybe your video will even get taken down if you have like a picture of a dead body on your video. As opposed to like Logan Paul, who went to a suicide forest in Japan, actually filmed a real dead body. He actually found a man who hung himself, filmed the body, stood next to it, and laughed at it and joked about the guy's dead body and his suicide. Didn't get demonetized or taken down or anything. He was even trending on YouTube in the top 10 trending, and that's a human curated list. A human being picked that fucking video and put it on trending.
Wow.
Now, why doesn't Logan Paul get banned? Well, YouTube is paying Logan Paul. They're in contract with Logan Paul for YouTube Red content. You know, YouTube Red, like the YouTube Premium.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing like a movie or a TV series with him.
Wow.
So they're not going to ban his content, of course.
I was gonna say, usually in censorship, they usually just go more family oriented and family friendly.
It's all bullshit. I think they just did this so that they can ban anybody they want at any time they want. And they can, because the list of things that they let out were so vague in general, everybody falls under it. Essentially, you almost wouldn't be allowed to talk about anything if they were holding really strict to these rules.
I mean, I can play devil's advocate and be like, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing to have rules.
Like
and
this
stuff.
podcast would be banned under those rules.
Really?
Yeah.
Any specific reason?
Well, we've already talked about.
Your thoughts about
we've already talked about. One of the things on their list was like rumors, salacious rumors, or like politics, or breaking news, things like this. Like we've already, even if you just casually cover those things, even if you just touch on them, it counts.
Well, that's kind of like a jeopardy to your First Amendment rights.
Huh?
It's kind of like jeopardy towards your First Amendment rights.
Well, YouTube's a private entity, and I suppose they can ban anybody they like.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping is that a YouTube competitor steps up to the plate. You know, I am dead set against buying Amazon, the stock, because it doesn't pay a dividend. It's a speculation, and I don't think it's as valuable as people say it is. I think it's way overvalued. However, I think this would be a perfect opportunity for them or Microsoft to step in and create a YouTube counterpart, which has absolutely none of this censoring bullshit. Absolutely free and clear platform for communication, and just knock off YouTube completely, make it exactly the same. Make it different enough so they don't get sued. But in terms of function, make it exactly the same so that people don't care about switching over. So people don't have to learn a new program. Because YouTube is losing its content creators. And if it loses its content creators, it loses viewers as well. One of my favorite channels that ended up getting demonetized is Jorg. Shit, I can't pronounce the name. It's German. It's like Jorg Spenov or something like that. It's called the Slingshot channel. And it's this guy in Germany, and he's like an engineer, I guess, or something, and he makes these crazy contraptions that are all rubber band powered, and most of them are like projectile launch. So he'll make like a contraption that fires spears.
Mm-hmm.
He'll make like another contraption that makes like a repeating crossbow machine gun kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they banned him because, you know, he's up there making weapons, teaching people to be terrorists or some shit like that. It's completely ridiculous.
You can't put a disclaimer being like...
It's an algorithm. It doesn't matter. It runs through and just cuts it all down.
Listens to what you're talking about and stuff like that, yeah. Yeah, I was trying to play devil's advocate and say maybe rules are good and...
Fuck rules. When it comes to speech, I firmly believe there can't be any rules at all.
Freedom of speech, but like maybe there's things that people aren't supposed to be listening to or watching.
Right now,
maybe it makes shitty content.
Right now, the way the law works, if I'm not mistaken, the only limits on speech are fraud. You're not allowed to like deceive people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for financial gain. And call to action.
Call to action?
Mm-hmm. So that's why they always say fire in a theater is not protected speech. Because when you run into a theater and you start screaming fire, 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 everyone's going to get up and run out of the theater, and it's going to endanger the lives of the people in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're calling people to action when you yell fire, fire, fire. Just like if I got on the internet and I said, everyone find Arman and beat him up. That would be a call to action. That's not protected speech.
It's not?
It's not protected, no.
Okay. Well, that's kind of like making a hit list on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's not protected. Man, people love celebrities, man. If, one of these big celebrities just demands something, I bet somebody out there is crazy enough to do it. How many people did you say were following Kim Kardashian on Instagram?
Damn, no, you looked at the number.
It was like 150 million, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a lot of people.
Dude. If she just Instagrammed, like, hey,
give me $1 each.
Yeah, give me a burrito. I'm at this part of LA.
Buy me a burrito.
Yeah, I'm at this Chipotle on this street. Someone come here and buy me a burrito. I bet you somebody would be there in 5 minutes with fucking $8 for a burrito.
Give me a burrito for a high five. No, she feeds world hunger. In a small city. Oh, we can get off that topic.
Anyway, yeah. I forgot what we were talking about earlier. Esports.
Esports, and
I'm excited about it, man. I'm excited.
I mean, I don't disagree on you should try your hardest. You should definitely try your hardest.
Esports?
Yeah, on the whole playing optimal and min-maxing.
Oh, min-maxing, yeah. Yeah.
So one day you could play in esports.
I think that the point I was trying to get at in min-maxing is that you should just determine what way you have the most fun playing the game, like what you enjoy the most.
Yeah.
And just play that. Forget about min-maxing. That's why I never cared about gear and WoW. It always felt like the juice wasn't worth the squeeze to deal with all the rating stuff.
World of Warcraft, it's just how much time you have. Honestly, you win. Like how much free time you have.
No, man, it's all about tokens today.
Maybe some tokens.
Go get a job. Go get a job that's $7 an hour. Work for 5 hours and quit. Buy a token.
So it sounds like your question has a little more to do with are you playing the game to have fun, or are you playing the game to be like a professional? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I think esports is definitely not for everyone,
Yeah.
And so 99.99999% of people will just be playing for fun.
I was watching the PUBG video, and he was doing some ridiculous things that were like in the game that you would have to do to like cut down a frame or two
That's crazy.
so you can shoot the person a little faster.
That's crazy. Well,
And
it's always something I've heard about PUBG that is very poorly optimized, so it doesn't run well even on really powerful computers.
yeah, it looks glitchy, but
The bugs are just features which make the game more extreme.
it's not glitchy. It's like laggy interface. So,
That sounds like shit. I'm actually kind of excited about the Call of Duty Battle Arena. I mean, if it's really Call of Duty quality,
and it's like a battle royale.
yeah. I mean, you have like a $5,000 computer and you're running PUBG at like 25 FPS. It'll be nice to actually play Battle Royale with super high quality first person shooting mechanics.
Dude, that's gonna be so much fun. There's
I
so
think
many
that-
noobs on Call of
God.
Duty.
Dude, I think that Call of Duty is the best FPS mechanics. It's the most precise. It's the cleanest, most precise.
No, I was saying like
I mean, do you agree with that though? Like, I never really got into Battlefield.
Battlefield has some amazing graphics. I would say Call of Duty looks more cartoony.
I'm definitely not talking about graphics. I'm talking about mechanics. I'm talking about how realistic the physics are, how realistic how fast
Gunfights
paced it
and
is.
stuff?
Yeah, how accurate the guns are. I feel like Call of Duty is absolutely on the razor's edge. Like there's no give. It's so precise. At least I haven't played
Yeah, Battlefield.
I haven't played Battlefield or the most recent Rainbow Six.
Well, this is the thing you have to think about. How likely is can you zip line with like a crossbow zip line thing to the other side of the map and then shoot some guy? And how often are you going to do that in real life?
No, I think you're missing the point. The point I'm trying to make is, remember playing Call of Duty where like one of us would be on the one side of the map, one of us would be on the other, and we're playing that game where we're both kind of ducking behind a corner and like sticking our heads out with the sniper rifle?
Yeah.
And like you're just trying to get like one hair of the guy's head so you can shoot it and kill him.
Yeah.
That's so incredibly precise. Like the game knows so flawlessly whether or not you actually hit the person, and if you hit him, you really fucking hit him.
Yeah, the hitboxes.
Whereas in games like that are less high quality FPS shooters,
Yeah.
the guy might actually be around the corner still, but you pull the trigger and he dies because the hitbox is a little fucked up or something like that.
Okay.
It's not as precise. I think that
Oh.
Call of Duty is the most precise. It's the most. That's why I think it deserves more credit for being. It should be a more popular esport. Because is CS:GO very precise? It doesn't look like it. It looks like bullshit. Like again, I don't want to piss off everyone who plays CS:GO, and I've never played it, but I've watched a lot of CS:GO videos, and quite often it looks like the gun's not pointed at the guy, and he pulls the trigger and the guy dies. Quite often. It looks highly imprecise. It looks like that's a big part of the skill in playing the game is learning how imprecise it is. And
Yeah. So are you saying like the hardware aspect of it, where you can have the most frames per second, so you can
no, I'm talking about software.
just the
I'm
software?
talking about the mechanics of the game. Yeah.
Okay. I would still stick with Battlefield 4 because you can the guy like once you click zoom, he looks through the zoom, and you have bullet travel. Call of Duty, the new one compared to the old ones, I don't remember the old ones, but the new one's pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you played the Battle Royale in it yet?
No, I just played the beta for like a day or two.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, did you say it doesn't come out for a while still?
It doesn't come out for 2 months.
Okay, that is a long time.
Yeah. But it sounds like you're asking about like the gameplay.
Yes.
Yeah. I would still say, I mean, I like both. I obviously bought Call of Duty, and I love Battlefield. I enjoy both of them for different reasons. And I would actually own both of them to play both of them.
All right, tell me what are the positive benefits of Call of Duty?
It's fast. It's probably in most of the gameplay it's faster paced, I guess, because it's like smaller maps. You can really like twitch play and like
Because it's so precise.
yeah. Well, it's not gonna lag or anything like on the PlayStation 4 or whatever. You either kill the guy or not. But in Battlefield 4, it's like an open warfare. with like 40 on 40.
That is attractive.
Yeah, and you can have your own squads.
And all get decimated by one guy in a helicopter.
Yep.
That was great.
That's just the price you got to pay for not having a rocket launcher.
And you can jump out your jet airplane and snipe somebody in a tank on the other side of the map and jump back into your plane.
Yeah, that's realistic, man.
Sounds like a perfect combination of realism and fantasy.
Yeah. He's mentioning a part where this player jumps out of a jet airplane, and rocket launchers the other jet airplane, and then gets back on the jet airplane that he was flying on.
Yeah, it's like a jet fighter. It's like a fucking F-16 flying at full speed.
Yeah.
Jumps out, fires a rocket launcher, and then gets back into it.
Yeah. Whatever.
I remember trying that for hours and hours on end.
You tried doing that?
No, in
GTA?
Yeah, I forget which one. I think it was Liberty City. Take the helicopter up until it won't let you go up anymore.
Yeah.
Then jump out, and then go starfish so that the helicopter travels faster than you, and then put your stick forward. And so your character puts his arms and legs together, and he falls head first, and then you'll go faster than the helicopter.
Yeah.
So you catch up to it, and then you try to get back into it without getting killed by the rotors. It's so much fun. I've never done it. Never been able to. I usually attempt it 2 or 3 times and hit the ground. And try it again.
Mm.
I also never made it down that giant mountain on the motorcycle without crashing. Tried that over and over and over and over again.
Motorcycle or bicycle?
Motorcycle.
Oh.
The bicycle is super easy because it's immortal. You can fall from any distance as long as you land on the tires. You'll be okay. You won't take any damage.
Oh, that's kind of cheap.
But the motorcycle will explode if you fall too far.
Mm. You know, there's a 2-player GTA.
Mm-hmm. The most recent one, right? You can play that multiplayer.
Oh, well, I forgot about that one. That is multiplayer. Damn. I'm so behind
Did you
GTA.
mean,
I meant
split
like,
screen?
Yeah, split screen, like San Andreas or whatever it was. The third one, I think.
They're not even putting split screen into games anymore because no one has any friends in real life. You might think we're friends, Arman, but I'm actually a figment of your imagination.
Yeah,
and you're in the forest right now talking to a rock.
This podcast is real.
I swear to God, I'm real.
I was gonna leave people tripping. What the hell is he talking about? So come back to reality, guys.
Oh man, losing my mind. All right, want to call this one?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Like, share, subscribe, comment, or don't. This has been another podcast with Brian.
Yeah, Arman.
All right, bye-bye.